Hello and welcome to Debbie J's Crafting Corner. Each week I show you how you can create awesome cards and other crafty projects, because if I can make it, you can too. So if you'd like to see more tutorials and inspirational videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. So I've got a little unboxing to do for you guys today. I received an email from a company called ParKoo, ParKoo, P-A-R-K-O-O, asking if I'd like to review their alcohol markers. So I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and give it a shot. So they did send me this for free for me to try out. I haven't even opened up the box yet. So let me go ahead and get that open so you guys can see with me what it was that I received. Okay, so we have packing material and another box. Okay. So at least we know that they packaged them well so that they would not be damaged in shipment. So that is a plus. And here on the side you can see it's ParKoo dual tip art markers. So here's the way this comes. So it's wrapped nice and bubble wrapped so it doesn't break or anything. And it's in a great little carrying case. So I already like the case. So there again you can see what this looks like. And this is a set of 80 markers, so there are a lot of colors. And you can see already there is a little swatch card in here. So I think that's what I'm going to do first, is go ahead and just swatch them out on this card. There are a lot of markers in this set, and I'm going to swatch all of these out. So I'm going to basically speed up some of this quick coloring so that you're not sitting here all day. I will let you know a little bit about what I think of each of the markers as I come to it, but overall I'm just going to speed this up and let you listen to some music. So this one is number 24, and it's marigold. So the bullet nib feels about like my bullet nib for my Spectrum Noir markers. This next one is called Potato Brown, and that one is number 103. Yeah, I do have to admit the nibs are basically stiffer than on my Spectrum Noir markers. And the next one we've got is number 123, which is a fluorescent yellow. And let me go ahead and grab one of my Spectrum Noir markers, since you're used to seeing me work with those. So this is pretty much the same length. It looks like it's about the same size. Number 123. Okay, and then we've got bronze green, okay, which is number 42. Number 11 is carmine. 122 is fluorescent orange. Okay, now we've got a green. This one is number 52 and it's deep green. Next we have raw umber 102. And on the card that I'm using, this on their swatch card, the colors are going down really solid, like a real heavy, like a deep tone. I don't know how this is going to work for blending. So we will have to try that out, because I know that there's different ways to use different markers, which, you know, that is totally understandable. But if these are so opaque that I can't see through them, they may not work as well for doing ink blending, but they may work fine for when you want a stronger, bolder color down. And I'm probably going to try mixing them in and using with my Spectrum Noir markers if I decide that I like these. So number 2 is Old Reds. Okay, then we have 126, which is a fluorescent pink. Number 66, baby blue. WG1, warm gray. And we've got another warm gray. This one is WG4. So this one is number 99, and that is bronze. And then we've got... Okay, I have a feeling that this is not a correct name. Number 88 says it is purple gray. And this to me looks like a pink. So I think some of their names are just not right. A lot of places sell things that are from China. This is based on the name. I'm thinking this one's probably from China, and I don't think they understood the English words. Okay, number 47. 147, sorry, is pale lilac. And we've got mint green, number 58, color that you know I will like. 138, which is light pink. And then we've got cool gray. This one is CG1. This one is supposed to be silver, and the cap looks metallic, so we will see how that one actually is, whether it is a silver or not. And this one is silver. Now that is nice. I have not had any kind of actual metallic alcohol markers, so we will see how that dries. That I'm kind of impressed that we've got that in this set. Okay, this next one is Cool Gray 4. And as I'm putting this down, I'm noticing that on a lot of the markers it seems a little splotchy on the paper. I think that's actually the cardstock that's doing that. Number 53, which is turquoise green. And then we have melon yellow, number 33. Now we've got GG3, which is another gray green. So this one is number 100, which is walnut. Number 35, which is lemon yellow. Cool gray, CG9. This one is warm gray, WG05. Okay, number 57, we've got turquoise light green. Number 70, which is a royal blue. Number 94, which is brick brown. Number 31, dark yellow. Number 75, dark blue light. Dark blue light does not make sense. This to me looks like it's a light purple. Okay, this one is BG7, which is blue-gray. And I'm probably being too particular. I do think that I'm at least slightly OCD, so I like things to be labeled correctly. I mean, the color is pretty, so I don't think there's a problem with the marker. It just has to do with the interpretation of the color and the name they decided to give it, because the name doesn't actually match what it is. But it does look like it matches the cap, so that's what's more important, right? Then we've got number 63, which is cerulean blue. Okay, and then we've got number 83, which is lavender. Okay, number 62 we've got is marine blue. Number 51, which is dark green. Okay, then now we have number 3, which is rose red. Now we've got grass green, which is number 42. I'm sorry, 47. 93, which is burnt orange. This one is a turquoise blue, number 68. Number GG7, which is a green gray. Number 92, chocolate. BG1, which is blue gray. Number 41 is olive green. Okay, so number 22 is French vermilion. 134, raw silk. And we've got number 84, which is pastel violet. This is a pink. Again, we've got a color that doesn't look like what the name is. WG7 is another warm gray. This one is emerald green, number 55. And number 1 is wine red. Number 72, which is Napoleon blue. Okay, number 121, which is fluorescent deep red. Then we've got number 32, deep yellow. Number 28, fruit pink. Number 18, which is peach. And then we've got CG6, which is the last of the cool grays. Number 29, barely beige. Number 59, pale green. 182, frost blue. Then we've got deep red, number 10. Prussian blue, number 69. And as I'm looking at these dark blues, I'm thinking, which one do I count as being the TARDIS blue? So it really depends on which version of Doctor Who's TARDIS you're looking at. But number 69 is definitely one of those. I think these three, there have been TARDISes, those three colors. Okay, so we got number 5, which is cherry pink. And then 86 is vivid reddish purple. Number 36 is cream. Number 174, which is spring dim green. And we've got 82, which is light violet. This is not light. This is dark. Okay. But at least it is in the purple family. Okay, then we have got Indian blue, number 64. Number 49, pastel green. This is, to me, this looks like yellow. Okay, number 166. Mignonette? I'll have to look up that word because I don't know what that is. This one looks like a nice ice, not ice blue, but kind of an icy green color. Very, very soft and pretty. Okay, next, number 12 is coral red. Then we have number 76, which is sky blue. I do also like that all of these seem to be matching the caps pretty well. I mean, they do kind of look a little bit darker, I think, but that is because of how much ink I'm putting down on a lot of them. These are pretty juicy, which is good. Okay, number 65, which is ice blue. Number 97, which is rose beige. We've got black. Number 46, which is vivid green. And then we've got gold. Okay, so looking at the silver, that was one I was curious about earlier. It does seem to have a little bit of like a mica sheen to it. Not a bunch, but I think that that would work well enough on cardstock to look kind of like chrome. So that's fine. So these are all of the colors now that they are swatched out. After getting everything swatched out and rearranging all the markers in my bin, I went ahead and stamped out a few of the tulips in the Sketch Tulips Bouquet Fresh Bloom from Simon Says Stamp. I love this. This is a real simple card to create. I love this little tulip, and I thought it would be a great way for me to try out some different color combinations and see how that worked with these new markers. Ones that I'm trying out are some greens. So for the deepest color for the shadows, I'm using 55, which is emerald green. Then I'm using 59 pale green for the highlights and 47 grass green for the midtone. Now, what I'm noticing as I put down some of this color is, number one, I mentioned before that the nibs are really firm, which is great. It's going to be real good for detail work and that sort of thing. But I'm also noticing that the markers are so pigmented that they aren't really putting, I guess they're not really blendable colors, blendable ink when I'm putting them down on the paper unless I put a lot of it on there. Now, because of this, I'm doing a little more research and trying to see, why I'm having the results that I am and if this is normal. And so far, it looks like this is probably normal. What I'm assuming, and I'm just speculating here, but I'm assuming that my Spectrum Noir markers, while they are decently pigmented, they also have a lot of alcohol content in them that is making it easier for them to blend. So these markers, because they aren't as heavy in the alcohol content, are probably not going to be as blendable. Now, you can work it enough to be able to do that, and I've watched a couple more videos seeing how someone else has done this. And when I'm watching them color with these, it looks like they're getting basically the same results. They're getting the nibs are nice and firm. They're getting they're able to do more of that detail work, putting deeper colors down, putting I guess the colors don't really fade and bleed into the paper as much. So I think that's probably one thing that I'm just going to need to get used to. I don't think it's a problem with the marker. I think it's where I'm not used to the way that these work. And you can see here I did get some blending in because I used enough of the pale green to get it to blend out well enough. After coloring in the leaves, I went on to use some pinks to do the tulips. Now for the deepest color, I'm using 86, which is vivid reddish purple. That's what it says on there. And then I'm using light pink to kind of blend it out as my highlight. I go back in a little bit later with the purple gray and work on really trying to get a decent blend and get those darker tones, because you know that recently I've been working on adding a little bit more dimension and contrast by doing some darker colors. I also tried that little trick we normally use where you touch the dark marker to the light marker, and the light marker usually absorbs some of the ink and creates a midtone. For some reason that did not work with these colors. Maybe it was that there was such a big contrast between the two. I'm not sure. But I was not able to pick up any of the dark number 86 marker with my lightest light pink number 138. So for that reason I did go back in with a midtone, which was the 88, which says it's purple gray, but it's pink. I still am not real sure why they named some of these what they did, but that's neither here nor there. The caps mostly match what the colors of the markers are. I have noticed, though, looking back at my chart, that the caps don't completely match, so if you do get some markers, I recommend this regardless of what coloring medium you get. Go ahead and swatch everything out. If you don't swatch it out, you're not going to know what it's going to look like when you put it down on paper. And then you'll do what I tend to do on almost every project, and that is do a little swatch of every color you're using and experiment as you go along. That does take more time, but slowly I am learning, and sometimes the colors look a little different depending on what kind of paper you're using. Okay, so I think these turned out pretty good. Just my general opinion is that the nibs, first off, the nibs are firmer than what I've got on my Spectrum Noirs. I think they're actually firmer than what the ones that I have not used much. I've had the set for couple of years, but there's some colors I really don't use that often. So those nibs, of course, I've got a firmer tip. I do have a couple of markers that I've basically demolished the tip on because I've used them so much. So, you know, that is what it is. These tips seem to be a lot firmer. The colors don't blend as well, which to me, it just means you have to work it more. And I think it may be that maybe there's not as much alcohol in these as there is in the formula for my Spectrum Noir. I have no idea how it compares to Copics. So you need to check out other videos that talk about how it works compared to those. As a beginner set, I think this is a pretty good deal. The markers right now, I'm looking at their website and it's showing that they are on sale for around $35. Regular price is around $70. So even at full price, that's less than $1 a marker. Copics tend to run about like $7 or $8, I think, on those, and Spectrum Noir, I think, is about like $4 or $5 a marker, which is still a better deal than on the Copics. However, the Copics are probably higher quality. I have not tried them, so I don't know for sure. My Spectrum Noirs have been working fine for me. If you have not tried out any alcohol markers, this may be a set for you to consider. It is, like I said, a lot less expensive, which means that you can go ahead and play and see if it's something that you actually like doing. You may decide that you don't like alcohol marker coloring at all and you want to stick with watercolors or colored pencils or something of that nature. I like all of the above. I think this is going to be a good addition to my craft room just because it's easier to carry around. It's probably going to teach me better habits for doing my coloring. I have a bad habit of not doing color blocking first, and with these, I really think the ones that I did the color blocking on first when I was working on the flowers, this one I did color blocking. I colored everything in with the pink the light pink first, and then went back and added in the shading, and I think it turned out much better. The blends are much smoother than the ones that I did without doing color blocking. So I am going to experiment some more with that and see how that goes. I hope you guys find this video helpful. I am going to be using these markers on some future projects, and I'll share my experiences with them with you on those as well. I'd also like to hear from you guys if you've tried different alcohol markers and did you notice that they basically react differently and perform differently. I'd love to hear what your experiences are as well, so go ahead and leave me a comment down below. And in the meantime, if you're interested in the markers, I'll leave a link down below for you. You guys have a wonderful day, and remember, if I can make it, you can too. Talk to you later.